Testing, 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 testing. All right, we're good. We're good. Give me 1 second, folks. I want to check this thing out. 1 second. Give me a second, folks. Gotta take care of something real quick. Give me a second. Be with you in a second. Uno momento, por favor. Uno momento. Anyway, first off, like we always do, how we always start off a video. First off, let's start by thanking God for another life. Thank God for strength. Thank God for the ups, the downs, the highs, the lows, the hills, the valleys, the mountains. I want to thank God for it all. And through it all, we're here to experience another beautiful, beautiful day. It's nice here. I guess it was raining a little bit earlier. You can't really see now because it's kind of dry. But all in all, the birds are chirping. Life is moving. And you got to thank God for where you're at. And so, I haven't been live in a couple of days. And, like I say, life be life, and people say, that's a new thing now. People say life be life. But God be God too. What's up, man? How you doing? I'm doing good. I'm blessed. How you doing? I'm blessed. Through it all. How you doing? How's your day going? How's your Monday morning going? At work, you at school, depending on where you at in your life, where you at, what's going on with you. Good. But yeah, but I was gonna say, no matter what's going on, no matter where you at in your life, I always say things could be worse. Somebody has it worse than you do. And sometimes you just gotta take the good, take the ups, the downs, the highs, the lows, the hills, the valleys, the mountains, take them as they come. In life, I was just talking about this, certain things happen throughout the course of our lives, and it can either make you, or it can break you. It can make you live life a different way, make you feel a different way about people, about situations, about how you view life in a positive sense, and it also can do it in a negative sense as well. And it also make you feel like you don't want to be in this realm anymore. And check out. So, you know, I've learned. How you doing? I've learned, over the course of my life, to try to take things as they come. Try to take the good with the bad. To try to not focus on materialistic stuff, the materialistic aspect of your life, or the things you want, or the things you may try to provide for certain people, because it comes and goes. It's easy to say that. It's not. It's easy to say that when you're going through certain things, you don't feel like that, and when you need certain things, you don't feel like that. But at the same time, you don't can control what you can control, and especially if you're trying to keep up with other people. That's the worst thing you can do. I said that before. The worst thing you can do in your life is base how you living, what you see other people doing, and how they living, because you don't know what's going on in the Joneses household. We say the Joneses, but that's the name we use, keeping up with the Joneses. But you don't know what's going on in the Joneses household to make you feel like what they have, something you may want. The lifestyle, what they have is something you across the street, something you want. Maybe the lighting will be a little bit better, but because you never know. You never know. Yeah. Hey, welcome to the live. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to the live. Welcome to the live. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome. See the dog barking. Don't be barking at me or barking at what, but it's a nice little lake over here. But yeah, that's why I say you got to take life as it comes. You got to take your hits. Sometimes you're going to take your hits. Sometimes you're going to get hits. Like, I'm talking about baseball. Speaking of baseball, a baseball analogy. Sometimes you're going to get struck out. Sometimes you might get a base hit. Sometimes you might get a double or a triple. Sometimes you may get a home run. Sometimes you may win the game. Sometimes you may lose it, or even soccer. Soccer, you may score a goal. Other team may score a goal. We've got the World Cup going on right now. So sometimes you may score a goal, sometimes you may not. You know what I mean? So you have to take it as it comes. Take your hits, and be willing to ride the storms out, because you're gonna have them. Like the song says, it's gonna rain. It's gonna rain. It's gonna rain. You're gonna have some pain. You're gonna have some happy days. Like the song says, I had some good days, I had some bad days. But I had some hills to climb. But through all of my bad days, through all of my good days, through all of my bad days, through all my good days, I won't complain. So doing what? What does that say? Oh no, I'm walking. You gotta get your steps in. I'm not brisk walking today. I'm just walking. I can get my steps in. Trying to get my steps in. So yeah, you should get 150 steps per week. 150 minutes, not steps. 150 minutes per week. You should try to get, and that's what I'm doing. Getting a little bit in. Not a lot. A little bit. So I was kind of off off tomorrow. So figure I'd do a little walking. I come live since I haven't been live in a long time. I haven't been live in a long time. Not a long time, but a couple of days I haven't been live. So I figured I'd come and say hello, and know that even though I come on here and share stuff, life happens for me too. Life happens for me too, and so I wouldn't be real if I didn't share that and say that. Life happens for me too. So, and that's why I said, that's why I said in my video that, you know, you're gonna have your hits. We all do. We all do. But when you have them, you have to keep pressing on. You have to keep pressing on. Keep pressing on. Keep keep moving. Keep moving, because, you know, it'll get better. It may not get better when you want to, when you want it to, I mean, but, but it'll get better. So, happy Monday to you. Enjoy your Monday. If I don't have no other questions or concerns, I guess I'll get off of here. But I just want to come on and share that and say that you know, regardless of where you're at, and I say that often because it's the truth. Say that often, that you know, everybody's going through something. So be willing to share. Be willing to share an encouraging word, a kind gesture to someone, and you'll be surprised at how that kind of work can change somebody's life. And, you know, I'm testimony to that, because the kind of work can change my life. So you never know what people are going through, and you never know how your little deed that you do can impact somebody's day. You know, because a lot of people just want to know that it ain't gotta be nothing major, but a lot of people just want to know that somebody cares. That, you know, somebody cares. Not to even say, this is say how you doing. This is say how you doing. Or are you okay? Do you need anything? You know, those are little things you can do for somebody. Say, ask someone that you don't know what's on their plate and what they're dealing with, and ask them, are you okay? Do you need anything? Is there anything I can do to help you? And that goes a long way. You'd be surprised. So ask those questions. What is there? Well, the question is, if your dad told you that, do you trust your dad? So you ain't got to ask me that. If your dad told you something, and it's your dad, and you believe and trust in your dad, and you don't know me from Adam. If your dad told you something, and you believe your dad, and you love your dad, you trust your dad, then why you ask someone else? Your dad loves you. I don't know you well enough to say I love you. The dad do anything for you if he's your dad. He loves you unconditionally. So if he told you something, and you love him, and you trust him, then why you ask somebody else, another individual, about something? Run with it. And he may be wrong, may be right, but whatever he tells you, telling you out of love. So if he's telling you something out of love, then you got to accept it. It may be wrong, may be right, but he's telling you something, telling you whatever he's telling you, because he loves you and wants the best for you. So I want the best for you too, but not like a father does. There's a difference. So that's what I gotta say about that. You know, take it, run with it, throw it up in the air, burn it, set it on fire. Don't matter to me either way. Either way, I'm just sharing. So I'm just sharing. And that's another thing too. You know, a lot of times, in most cases, like I would say, if I get a percentage of life, I would say like 80%, 80, 85, 90% situations of kids growing up. Well, maybe more than that, or less than that. I mean, maybe you know, it's a high percentage of people that have a voice. Most of us have a voice, or had a voice growing up, that gave us advice about certain situations, certain things in life, gave us advice about certain things, and the same advice came from someone else, and it was like we never heard it before, but we already been told by a parent, grandparent, somebody actually like loves us and cares about us, but a stranger that doesn't really think they love us maybe gives us the same advice. And it's like gold. Like I remember I used an analogy years ago when I was on a video, and I was saying that you can like cook something for someone. You can cook something for someone, and you can put all your heart and soul into it, and get $1,000 plate have filet mignon and all the trimmings. And filet mignon is a good dish. Those that don't know, have filet mignon and have all the sides that go with it, all the trimming that go with it, right? And you can give it to someone, but because it's you, that they won't accept it. They'll say that it's nasty. They'll say that there's something wrong with it. They'll criticize it, right? But you get that same dish and you give it to somebody on a trash lid. You put that same food on the trash lid, and somebody else tells them that they care about it, somebody that they think they value, and they'll slap it up and eat it up, say it's the best dish they ever had in their life. And it's the same dish. It's given to someone from a different person. But, so as I'm saying that, the point I'm making it is that, sometimes you can give people value, but because it's you giving them the value, they won't accept it. They got something to say about it. But someone else giving them the same words of encouragement, same words, same thoughts, same vision. Someone else can give it to them, and they'll be like, "Oh, yeah, you're right. Well, that's news to me. That's the first time I heard that." It's a lot they tell themselves. Good morning. It's a lot they tell themselves, and it's something to think about, something to grasp, something to think about, something to share. Since you said, so you talk about your dad and stuff like that, I want to share that. Oh, you're just confused about it? Well, don't be. Don't be confused about it. Don't be confused about it, because if you're confused about it, first of all, why are you confused about it? That's your dad. You think your dad confused about it? Your dad confused about it? I don't know how old your dad is, and I don't know how old you are. But if your dad's giving you advice, your dad been in here a lot longer than you have. So he's seen some things, I'm sure, and knows some things, I'm sure. So the advice he's giving you is, like I said, is there to help you, not hurt you. So if you feel like your dad advice is, if you feel like your dad loves you and cares about you, then the advice he's giving you, take it and use it. And if it doesn't pan out, then you can say the dad's part of it worked, part of it didn't. But sometimes all you can do, when you become a parent, you realize the only thing you can do is the best you can. That's all parents can do, the best they can at the time. And sometimes you get older and you do things for your grandkids that you didn't do for your kids, because you're older and you're a little wiser, and you realize some of the mistakes you made with your children, and you want to do things different with your grandkids. So that's why in some cases you feel like some kids feel like that it's a big difference. It's like, oh, this and that. But I wasn't like that. I'm not like that. But at the same instance, I can understand why people say that. So yeah, but like I said, trust your father's judgment if you love him. Know that if he loves you, he's not gonna tell you nothing wrong. Everything he tells you is to help you and uplift you, because he wants you to be better than him. So every father wants their children, mothers too. I'm talking about fathers now though, but parents want their children to be better than them and do better than they did. Every generation should move the ladder a little bit and elevate the next generation a little bit more. So, but, and regardless of what, and we said it sometimes, like everything my father did to get him where he went in his life, my mother did to get him where they went. Like, it was a different time, different era, different way of life. So I can't compare what they say, how they did what they did, because the way they were brought up was different than the way I was brought up. So and the standards, like I don't want to go back to school. Both of my parents got college degrees. I don't want to go back to college. So in that aspect, I can never accomplish what my parents accomplished, because I don't want to go back to school. I'm sure if I wanted to, I could, but I don't want to go to college. I had enough of it. But I don't want to stop learning. But I'm rambling now, but I'm just sharing, like, as far as the aspect of you saying family and your dad and stuff like that. But don't look outside of your house. I will say this too. Don't look outside of your house to get validation from nobody else. Your dad should be your hero. Your dad should be the one that you look to for advice, because he loves you the most. I don't care what people tell you. Your parents, a parent, whoever you got, grandparent, whoever you got, somebody in your corner that love you, They love you the most. Don't seek validation from nobody else, because nobody else can love you like they don't have no stock in you. They don't have no stock in you. You know what I mean? It's like, you put stock in people that you have stock in something that you invested in, and that's something part of you. People that are not a part of you don't know you. They don't know where you come from. They don't know where your family come from. They don't know nothing about your family. They don't know what the struggle's been for your family. So how can they give you they can try, but they're not vested. They're not vested. So, that's pretty much where I'm at with that. So I said that to say don't look outside. Don't look outside to ask questions about when your dad already giving you advice. That's my point. If your dad already gave you advice, check with your dad and get your advice from your dad, because he means you. He loves you the most, and he cares the most, and he wants to see you win more than anybody else. So you take that. You can like it, you can not like it. It don't really matter to me. But I'm just sharing. You asked a question, so I'm sharing with you my answer. And if you appreciate it, fine. If you don't, that's fine too. Either way, I'm gonna keep vlogging and keep sharing the best I can. You can take it, or you cannot take it. I understand it, but not understand it. Appreciate it, but not appreciate it. But I know we do that, especially when you're young. When you're young, you don't really see it. You don't really see it until you get a little older, and then you realize that people. Those are my friends, or whoever the case may be, friends, whoever. Just giving you advice, but your friends. Well, at the time, I'm gonna speak for myself. My friends were the same age as me. They're going through the same thing as me. So how can they give me advice about certain things? So we all dealing with the same thing. We all dealing with the same thing. So how can they give me advice about life when we all live in our parents' house? How can they give me advice about something? They haven't lived no life. So, sometimes you don't want to hear you think your mom or your dad think they're being too strict, or they're being too mean, but they just see things you don't see. And they've been through things you haven't been through, not even close to seeing. It don't need for you to see. It don't need for you to know about, because, a lot of things my mom went through, she never shared with me. But, it wasn't meant for her to share with me either. But we made it. So thank God. So, same thing my dad been through. He never shared with me. Some things he shared with me. A lot of things he shared with me. But, at the same time, he didn't have to. But either way, I'm gonna say that. I'm gonna say it and leave it alone. So one more time, don't seek validation outside your home. That's advice I'm gonna give. Best advice I can ever give you. If you're still on the live, I don't know if you're still on the live, Danny. But if you're still on the live, Danny, that's the best advice I can give you, my young brother. Don't seek validation outside your home. If your father's there and your father's giving you advice to you, trust your father. And sometimes fathers can be, sometimes they can be wrong. A lot of times we wrong, but at the same time, we got our kids' best interests at heart. Most of us do. So that's all I can say about it. That's all I'm gonna say about the IAT. So anyway, I know that you're blessed. A lot of people wish they had their dad or their moms in their life. Wish they had their parents. So if you got your dad there, be grateful. Be thankful. I'd appreciate them. Give him his flowers while you're here. Tell him thank you for the advice he give you. Even you may not run with. Sometimes the advice you give your kids don't run with. But be grateful and thankful that he give it to you, because some people wish they had your father's advice and didn't have it. You know what I mean? So I'll share that with you. My young brother, nephew. Probably, I'm sure you asked the next question. You're probably younger than me. So nephew, take that and use that and parlay it. When I was growing up, I used to sell dope, right? And we buy $10 lay, and we say you parlay it over and over again until you get enough of money. It's like a whole different thing. But take $10 and turn it into 100, parlaying things over and over again. So take my advice. I said that to say not to boast the same thing about drugs, but just to say that parlay. When you parlay something, you multiply it. So parlay my advice and use it and make it beneficial to you. That's pretty much what I was trying to say. But I had to throw drugs and everything in it. But I was trying to make a point. Sometimes my points come from life experience. So if I wouldn't be real, I wouldn't be transparent if I didn't share, and say stuff like that, because I'm not perfect. I might come on here and share give my advice, but I'm far from perfect. I'm here by the grace of God. Oh, I'm here by the grace of my trip. I'm here by the grace of God, and that's it. So, and I always said that the best thing you can do is once you've been through something, when life hits you, because life hit me hard numerous times. And I ain't like this ain't my first rodeo. Life's been hit me hard a couple times, and it ain't because of something that just happened. It's because of something that I did myself, choices I made. And sometimes we can not listen, like like listening to people that know, you bump your head because you don't want to listen. And we all like that. And it's like you say, oh, you asking me questions. Your dad already told you. Sometimes you get advice from people and you don't want to hear it, so you take advice from other people. Their advice be wrong, dead wrong. And all they can do is, and the funny thing about that, I'm gonna share this with you too. Funny thing about people that's not in your family, some people that give you advice, and you take their advice and you fail, they talk about you behind your back and laugh at you. But your parents, or people that's in your corner, they're gonna be there for you through the ups and downs. They're gonna be there for you when you're wounded. They're gonna be there for you when you're crying. They're gonna be there for you when you're sick. But the people that give you that advice, some of them may stay, some of them may go, and some of them may talk about you even though they're there to see your downfall because you had something that they don't have, and they wish they had it. You got some people hate your gifts that you got. They see your gifts, they see things in you, and they hate you got them because they don't have them. They wish they had them. And envy and jealousy are real things, and people can see something in you that you may have been told. Somebody may have told you and shared with you, but people can see that in you, and you don't see it in yourself, and they can hate that about you and despise that about you. So be wary. But your family, they love that about you, and they see it, and that's why it's so hard on you. They see stuff in you and see where you can go and what you can do, and want to push you and encourage you because they know what you can do if you apply yourself. But nowadays we live in a microwave society. People want things right away. That's not the way life works. So, but you see, I'm sweating, and I didn't even plan on walking this long. I said working. I didn't plan on walking this long, but I figured since I was out and I haven't done it in a little bit, so I feel walk a little bit more. So that's what I'm doing, and I'm sharing at the same time too. So that's good too. It's a blessing. It's a blessing to come on here and share. Like I say, share your mat. I always use the analogy of being homeless, and somebody being homeless and having a mat, and then finding somewhere to stay, and putting their mat in storage and not sharing it with no one else. That's crazy, huh? That's ludicrous. People, that's something nobody should do. So if you've been through something in your life, your test, and you overcome your test, you should be able to share that with somebody, whether they listen or not. You should be able to share it and tell them, hey, this is the avenue you should go, and that's part of the avenues your father may take, sharing stuff with you, because he may know certain things he's been through, and he's seen. Well, why he must have made. But so anyhow, I don't know what part of the world you're in, but I know it's hot. It's hot. At the same time, it's nice. It's nice. Oh, I'm tripped again. It's nice. Oh, okay. Yeah, that was alright. But yeah, anyway, I may get in the shade for a second. So we actually here in South Florida, we actually changed the airport to named after our president. So, because he's from the area. So I guess regardless of whether you support him or not, I guess that's a big deal, because I remember when I first got involved in real estate, that was one of the first books I read by him, by Mr. Trump. So anything, regardless of But I don't know. I ain't gonna speak. I ain't gonna say whether I like them or dislike them. I'm just gonna say that real estate business is something that I guess he knows. Whether like I don't know, but I don't know. It just shows you to me. Him getting elected shows you where the country is at. So you know where the country is at, then you know where the country is at. Where the country is at. So I know that may rust people the wrong way. 'Cause, you know, we had a discussion the other day, but can't knock it. And I'm not a politician. I wasn't my dad was, political science major, government and stuff like that, but, you know, I don't know. And I'll say this too, since we're talking about parents and stuff like that. My parents wanted me to go to college. My parents wanted me to go to college, get a college degree, but that's something I didn't want. And fast forward till now, do I think? Of course. I don't know what it would have been if I did. I would have wanted to go to law school, but I had enough of school though. But I'd rather help change laws than drive a truck. You know, it's about the money aspect because you can be made money doing both. But owning your own truck rather or driving somebody else, either way, you know, you can make money. But I'd rather change laws and impact the lives of other people. But at the time, I had enough of school. I was done with it. So, but yeah, that's advice that I maybe should have taken, listened to. But you know, we all like I say, sometimes we in our own head, and we heard that. I even heard that from my partners too. Like they was tired of school, we all were tired of school. So, but back then they had like things you can they had trade programs too back then that they don't have now. They had like plumbing programs, you know, auto mechanic programs. They had all kind of programs where you can learn to do a trade that they took away. Like took away like after years after I graduated, took away. Like, you know, where you can go get a trade and right out of high school you get a job, you know, as a mechanic or as a plumber or something like that. But they took those away. You know, so but yeah, those are good programs. That they should bring those programs back. And that, you know, help people that, you know, get jobs and stuff when they get out of, because everybody don't wanna go to college and becoming a plumber. If you want to become a plumber or even getting your CDL license, but you gotta be 21. They just changed that law too. I think it's changed the law to 18. You can just see a license at 18 instead of 21. Because if you enlist in the military and fight for the country at 18, and you ain't gotta wait till you're 21 to join the military, you should be able to drive a truck too at 18. That's the way I feel about that. You know, I think that's ridiculous. You gotta wait till 21, and you can join the military and fight for the country, lose your life, but you can't drive a truck until you're 21. That's a shameful law. It should change that law. But like I said, get your CDL while you get your permit while you're in high school, and if you want to go out and drive a truck, you know, because you're still young, you're fresh, you really got a family. You ain't got nobody really saying, hey, I don't want you out on that road this amount of time, because you got 3 or 4 weeks at a time. So once you get a family and stuff like that, or significant other that you really care about, then they really don't want you going like that. Unless they really locked in, and you really have a vision together, and you're gonna build that together. Sometimes people say they had that vision, but when you're gone, all kind of thoughts to get jealous or get lonely, and you know, all kind of things happen. And when that starts happening, like, no, I don't want. I thought I did. I thought I wanted you to be out there like that, but I really don't. But when I first got my license, I went out with my mentor. And you got to go out with a mentor for a couple weeks. I went with my mentor, and I actually went to his house and stayed with him. Like, you had to come back because of something. Something had to get my license. We had to come back. But at the time, I owed some fees and stuff like that, so they were going to suspend my license. So we had to come back to Florida, and we came back. We stayed for a couple of days, and I stayed with him. We barbecued and stuff. But anyway, he was like, yeah, he was married, but he said when he he was thankful and grateful so much that he got a CDL license that he told his wife that he didn't care if she leave, if she left or not, because without trucking saved his life because he was in debt and everything else. Because he was making, this was like almost 7-8 years ago, he was making like $4,000, $4,000, $5,000 a week on his own truck, and that was after everything's taken out, like his tax, like because they take cost of the truck out, take the fuel out and everything else. So he's still bringing home like $4,000 a week on his own truck. But that's because part of the reason was because he was getting paid all the miles that I drove, and he was getting paid with a certain amount of money for me being in the truck every week. So that's a bonus too. It's a plus. But anyway, he can make money as an owner operator. Pretty much what I'm saying then. I don't know about now, because now with gas prices, fuel prices so high, I don't know about now. But then, a lot of people I know that own their own trucks, they're getting company jobs now because the prices of fuel are so high. So, but anyway, he was saying that he told her that she could leave. You know, he didn't care about her staying. That was my point. He didn't care about her staying, and she could leave. And so that was that. So my point is that if you gotta have somebody locked in, you can't. If you want to do something, you gotta base it on what you want and know what you want, really know what you want, and not be willing to compromise what you want and where you're going. But you know, sometimes when you get a family, so you can't. There's no more what you want. What's what that's for the family at the time. So I would say, don't focus on family if you don't have one. Looking like it's gonna be us, because it might not be us. You can plan for it to be us. It may not be. You know, that's just the way it is. Sometimes things don't work out the way you want it. You know, you can see it. You can see it happening. Plan for it to happen in your head. But sometimes it don't happen like that. Especially when you're young. Sometimes it don't happen like that. You know, you can plan have a whole life planned out in your head, and it just like you see it, be like, oh, this is gonna happen. This is the way it's gonna be. Then all of a sudden something happens, it's gonna be like that, and then you be distraught, and be depressed and sad, and upset and hurt and bitter. And you know, that's one thing I can, you know, definitely know a little bit about. But like I say, you know, when you get hit hard, when life hits you hard, what are you gonna do? Who are you gonna become? Are you gonna become? Because you could be upset. You could be bitter. You could be hurt. Or you could say, you know what? That happened. And in my case, it took a while, and I didn't sit and see this. I had these thoughts right away. But over time, like, you know, things happen, and happen for a reason, and it's a blessing that it happened. Then, and not, I mean, sometimes things happen before it gets any worse, because you can wait for things that things can fester, and some things that happen to you at a point in your life, and you just like, and something can happen before that, and you're not, it's like, okay, it happened, and I'm all right. But like sometimes you get to a point where enough is enough. Like you can be like, people get bullied. Like sometimes I remember people picking on somebody, you get picked on, and then they knock them upside the head with something. Then they be like, wondering why the child got tired of getting picked on. So he picked up something, not the kid out, but not the child out. But you know, I'm saying that sometimes, you know, life can build up on you to a point where, you know, it's like a volcano and it erupts. So, you know, just take life as it comes. Know that you're gonna get your hits. Know that you're gonna get hit. Know you're gonna get rained on. Know that you're gonna, have your good days, your bad days. But the Bible says, whether you believe in the Bible or not, yeah, the Bible says a wise person seeks counsel. And when I think about counsel, when I think about seeking counsel for somebody, I think about people that genuinely, like know me, and love me. You know what I'm saying? Know you and love you. And so, they have to know you, have to really love you, and want to see you succeed. Because some people can know you and not love you. I love you, but they say love. And don't give me advice based on what you've been through, because what you've been through, I know, like everybody wasn't raised, like I said, everybody wasn't raised the same. Everybody didn't grow up the same. So what you've been through, or what you accomplish, got nothing to do with what I can do and what I can accomplish, or where I'm going. Because we're two different people. What God has for you, God has for you, and what God has for me, God has for me. So, but look at things like that. Look at things like that. I don't know if my nephew Dan is still on, but hope you take. If you watch the replay, hope you're still on. Maybe not, probably not. But just parlay my advice. If you're on, you watch it, just parlay my advice. Like I say, whatever I say, everybody try to give. Just know I speak to the person in the mirror first. I'm sharing with me first and foremost, because it's just like I'm talking to myself, but I'm recording it. That's what I usually say. Talking to myself, but I'm recording it and I'm sharing it. But my old job, my old coworkers passing by. But yeah, here's what it is. So that's the title of Sunday's message too. And also, if you don't have a church home, or if you do have a church home, you still check out Hope Church of Christ. Hope Church of Christ. And they're on Facebook. They're also on YouTube. They have Realm Wednesday at 7:30 every Wednesday. They also have 2 services, one at 8 on YouTube, on Facebook, Hope Church of Christ. The minister there is Alvin Daniels. And they also have 11 o'clock service. Check that one out too. Here on YouTube. So, I figured I'd say that. Always a good message, always a good word, always something to uplift and inspire, encourage. Like I said, topic of the day. I'm talking of yesterday, was it is what it is, and that's how you gotta view your life, view life, take life as it comes. Like it is what it is. Like you don't can change what you can change. You don't can do what you can do, and you don't can put your best foot forward every day, and you can't do anything about what happened yesterday. Yesterday is gone. You can learn from yesterday and grow from yesterday, but yesterday is dead. Yesterday is dead. So, looking back over the years, I guess I shed some tears. And I told myself time and time again, this time I'm gonna win. But another fight, things ain't right. I'm losing again. It takes the fool to lose twice. Start all over again. But yeah, anyway, think I better let it go. But anyway, looking back on, every number calls you grief and pain. We do it. I know I do it. Look back, think about this, think about that. Wonder if this could have happened that way, or that could have happened that way, man. Stop it. But you can't. If was a fifth, we say that in the streets. If it was a fifth, we all be tipsy. If it was a fifth, we all be tipsy. We drink and have a good time. If it was a fifth, we all be tipsy. We tight. So don't use it. Don't play the if game. Pretty much my point. Don't play the if game, because if it gonna get you nowhere. You can't do nothing about if. If would have happened, this would have happened, that would have happened. You can't do nothing about that, because it didn't happen. The way it happened is the way it happened, and you can't change anything about yesterday. All you can do move forward with today. Move forward with today, and be grateful and thankful that you have today. Because some people don't have it. Be thankful and grateful that you have gifts, you have talents. Whether you die without sharing them or not, it's up to you. Whether you die and leave this realm without sharing them with people, it's up to you. Because we all have gifts, we all have talents. But we all, a lot of times the graveyard is full of people, full of you that had gifts and talents that didn't get the chance to share and get a chance to use them. So be grateful that you're here, and God sent you here for a reason, sent us here for a reason. I ain't say you sent us here for a reason. And be willing to try to share your talents and share your gifts before you leave, because that's why we're here, to be a blessing, to add value, to create some kind of change. Some kind of change. It could be a little piece of change in this place we call the world. Be a blessing. Add some value to somebody. And I always say it's easy to give value to somebody. I'm talking people outside of your household. People that, because sometimes people in your household won't see you as having a gift, of being a gift giver. Sometimes it's people that's outside that sees your gifts, sees your talents. Not people that's inside. You know, some people you can share what you got. Like Jesus, I ain't talking about comparing. I'm just saying Jesus. So it's people in this family didn't believe in him, or see him for who he was. People from the outside did. People from the outside worshiped and loved him. But it wasn't until later on, people down the line, that his family saw. And they always use now that, oh, it's homeboys, people that he hung around with thugs and criminals. But what I say, stuff like that, is yes, that's true. He hung around thugs, prostitutes, criminals, killers, what's up, man? Killers, everything else. But what they're missing, what they don't say is that he transformed their life. He didn't just hang around them. He wasn't just there getting drunk and high with them, or going out killing people with them. He transformed their life, just transformed the way they lived, transformed the way they thought. So if you're gonna be around some people and say, okay, well, I hang around people, are you transforming their life? Are you being the light? Are you conforming to the dark? Are you being the light, or sharing the light? Or are you conforming to the darkness? And so that's what I would say with that, you know. So, but yeah, you know, sometimes people won't see. People don't see. But be you and do what you do anyway. It is what it is. Be you and do what you do anyway. It is what it is. You know, you can't change people's perspective of anything. You can talk till you're blue in the face. You can share till you're blue in the face. You know, and sometimes they say, sometimes you get tired of talking. You know, you talked enough. You don't gotta talk no more. You don't say it enough. You don't say what you don't say it 1,000 times, and it ain't gonna click until one day it'll click. One day, hopefully you're around to see it and appreciate it. But sometimes it just don't click. And one day maybe it'll click, but sometimes it don't. And even if it don't click, it is what it is. So anyhow, I think I talked long enough. I was gonna talk till I finished walking, but I think I'm finished walking. I think I'm gonna take a break. But I think I shared enough, said enough, and hope you appreciate the time I spent. Even if you don't, I appreciate it, because I came on because I wanted to, not because I was forced to or paid to. I came on to help. Hopefully, one word or anything I said, something I said, added value to somebody's life, and somebody appreciated what I said, and implement it and parlay it, and do something good with it, and that'll be all the worth. You ain't got to come back and say you did it. Just parlay it anyway. I don't need no what do you say? I'm not looking for gratification or gratitude or anything. My gratitude is knowing the fact that I came on here when I really didn't want to, and I shared when I really didn't want to. But you know, it's a blessing. It's a blessing, because like I said, when life hits you hard, you're gonna get hit hard. But you also get some hits. You might get a single. I play baseball now, so you know I'm using a baseball analogy. So you might get a single, might get a double, might get a triple, you might even get a home run. But you might strike out sometimes too. You're gonna strike out sometimes too. So, even Jordan, Kobe, some of the people the basketball players that are great, they ain't won the championship right out the gate. They lost some games too before they won the big one. So even the Cowboys had my team. They had some bad seasons before they started winning. So you know what I mean? Like what it was one and something before they won the Super Bowl when Jimmy came. But anyway, hopefully it'll be better this year coming up, this season rather. We'll see. But either way, it's Cowboy Nation for life. But anyway, that's a whole other for other day. We'll talk about that when Cowboy season roll around. but yeah, I mean football season roll around. Right now we got the World Cup. USA is out, so USA is out. But that's, whatever. Like they play like trash. Those that watch the World Cup, they play like trash. I ain't played soccer since I was a kid, but I looked at that game. I'm like, oh my goodness, like they ain't show up. They ain't show up. Argentina may win it all. Messi, he's great, but I don't know. Like I said, my team that root for was out. And I gotta root for the team that pay my bills. I live in the U.S. Companies, I heard her coworker say that it's true. Like I gotta root for the team that pay my bills. Like without the USA, I don't have no stripped again. I don't have no job, and it's rare. And it's rare. People say this. Now people come here and find jobs and everything. But you go to another country and don't speak that language, it's hard for you to get a job there. This is the way it is. But anyway, take a little break. And like I always say, tell somebody I'm gonna get off of here. I'm tired. I'm famished, a little hungry, so I'm finna get off here and find something to eat and rest up a little bit. And that's it. So anyway, y'all be safe, y'all be blessed. Like I always say, tell somebody you love them. But you never know when you're gonna go, you never know when they're gonna go. Kiss someone you love, you never know when you kiss them again. Also, a kind word conscience goes a long way. It's some kind of kind of somebody. You'll be surprised at that kind of conscience. You'll be surprised how the kind word that kind of changed somebody's life. I'm testimony to that because the kind of conscience changed my life. I thank God for the people every day. I thank God for life every day. I thank God for the ups, the downs, the highs, the lows, the hills, the valleys, the good days, the bad days, the pain, the suffering. Thank God for it all, because you know why? I'm here. And being here is enough to say that regardless of what, He got me here for a reason, and I got a chance to do something better, do something different. And knowing God, and you may not believe, but I'll say this. Ask Him to reveal Himself to you. If you ask God to reveal Himself to you, if you truly ask, say, God, if you're real, I don't believe. But if you're real, reveal yourself to me. I guarantee you He will. So with that being said, y'all be safe, y'all be blessed. I'll see you next video. I'm out. Peace.